Hey guys, this is just going to be another video going over another example EOCross. I'm going to cover two of them with a few different tricks and ideas you can hopefully incorporate, as well as the thought process between Y neutral crosses. I'll do it on white, and the solutions I'll be showing you are for like blue or green front, yellow top, and I'll explain why I didn't choose red, orange front instead. So the scramble will be in the description, so don't worry about having to follow along with me scrambling right here in the video. Excuse me. So I'll do Z2, and so with green and blue front we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bad edges. And with red orange front we have 4 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and then 1 on the back. So we have 8 bad edges. The thing that's weird about it is 4 of the bad edges are on the D layer, and 3 out of the other set of 4 is on U. So you could do something like a X prime rotation and do something like M, and it would place bad edges. It would move like, it's the same thing as doing L R prime, right? And so it moves a bunch of edges at once. So this can lead to really efficient and cool solutions, but it's also a lot to track mentally since you're moving like 4 pieces and stuff like that. So that's something to consider. I'm not going to go over that for this one because I found 2 other solutions I liked better on green fronts, and they're pretty cool. So this is the first one that came to mind. It's a 9-move solution, and I think it's pretty intuitive, and the ergonomics turned out pretty nice. Excuse me. So here we have 3 back here, 1 here, and 2 here. So the first thing that comes to mind is we have 3 bad edges on the front, so I would probably be inclined to do some check for some 3 then 4 bad edge solution type of EOCross solution. So let's check this out. If we do F, we convert these 3 bad edges into good ones, and this one would become bad in the front, and it places this orange-white cross edge and connects it to the orange center. Goodness, that was a lapse. Now we have a bad edge here. We have 3 back here. So red, we have the red and green cross edges that are bad edges. And so if orange is going to be here, we want green to be the edge that goes here, so that way we can do an F prime and solve it, which means we want red here. And that means this last bad edge that's in the back needs to go into this slot. So we would do U prime L now, and that places this green edge here, and red is where we want it. However, we need to move this edge here so we can insert it into the D layer, or sorry, into the F, the front right slot. And because blue, we can track the blue edge aligns with the blue center now, we would do a B2 move, and that solves this edge. So now we do U2, R prime, U2, F prime. So now these 3 edges are solved, and then we can do L to place this last cross edge. And the F2L continues really nicely. We can see these first 2 pairs can cancel into each other, and this is a nice 3rd pair. And we can easily cancel into this case. I don't know that ZBLL. So there you go. So that was 9 moves in total. F, U prime, L, B2, U2, R prime, U2, F prime, L. Pretty cool. But like I said, I did find a slightly shorter solution at 8 moves as well. So let me re-scramble the cube again, and I'll show you this 8-move solution. So Z2, So we start with the same first move of F, but now what we want to do is U2. So why U2? If we do U2, we can do R prime, which places these two edges. So this edge became bad, and then we place these two edges here. So when we do F R prime, red and green are solved correct relative to each other. We want blue here, and doing U2 happens to have placed it here, and the bad edge is in the back. So we can do L2 like that. So now the front face is full of bad edges. So then we do F, orient the bad edges. Blue and red are correct relative to each other. R prime, now green and red are correct relative to each other. So then we do D prime R for alignment, and then we just replace this orange cross edge. So the key takeaway from this cross and finding the slightly more efficient one is not always being concerned about edges being placed with the correct centers immediately, and being open to placing edges correct relative to each other and then doing an alignment move at the end. So hopefully this was a interesting video, and hopefully it was helpful. Maybe it wasn't, but I thought it was at least somewhat good to have another EOCross thought process video. So, see ya.